Okay, I'm just going to get started. I don't know if people are going to join. Okay. Private audience. It's been a really awesome afternoon. We've been hearing a lot of amazing speakers. It's great with the osteo information. We've learned about Kljakic and all sorts of adaptogens and beautiful things. I'm very privileged to be here. I have the opportunity to introduce you to two things that I do. Some people, my name is ChaCha Chapin, I didn't say that. When people ask me who I am and what I do, I have to say that there's two sides of me. I'm a very creative person, and I've always been into the whole holistic health, and I could never separate myself from this, so I do what I call soul space curator, and I help people with their homes, and that's one thing that I do. And I'm not going to talk too much about that. I have given away some door prizes here today, and it's an opportunity to work with 3 different people to activate the abundance in their home, locate it, activate it, because abundance happens on all levels. And the other thing that I'm going to do is introduce you to a company that has an amazing little pill that is making huge headway around the world. And you are fortunate to hear about it today. It's a natural little pill. It's made up of 5 herbs, and it is herbs that we know, but it's a synergistic way that they are put together that have a tremendous effect on the body by reducing oxidative stress. It reduces oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days in all mammals. And oxidative stress is high in every single disease process. So, to give you an example of what this pill does, you would have to eat 2 semi-truck trailer loads of blueberries to do what this pill does, because it's not a supplement, it's an activator. And I'll pass this around if anybody wants to see it here. It's this little yellow pill. Hold on. Just pass it around. It's this little yellow pill here. That's the yellow pill there is the activator. So what's interesting about this is we're doing all these wonderful things with our health and eating good raw food, and we're all doing our best, but we cannot combat the amount of oxidative stress that we are bombarded with on a daily basis. The environmental factors, the Wi-Fi we're in, we are creating something like 26 sextillion free radicals a day, and we cannot possibly eat enough broccoli sprouts and blueberries and all the other beautiful antioxidants. It's impossible. And so maybe not this community so much, but people are getting sick. And so so what this pill does, this Dr. Joe McCord, he discovered one of the antioxidants called superoxide dismutase. This pill combats 3 of them. superoxide dismutase catalase and glutathione. And so instead of one blueberry neutralizing one free radical, one molecule of that pill neutralizes 1 million free radicals every second for 24 hours. So you're just dumping lots and lots of oxidative stress. And with that, your health begins to return. Now, if you don't know, I'm going to just talk a little bit about glutathione because this is very significant with people with Parkinson's, any of these neurodegenerative conditions, because it increases glutathione by 300% in 60 days. And your body has to make glutathione. So it's a wonderful discovery that's here for those people, but it affects every disease process. I can't show the video today, it's not going to work, but anything you can think of from mental, emotional, and physical ailments, this little pill starts to get back this pathway. This pathway is called the NRF2 pathway. And this pathway was only discovered in sort of the late 90s, so it's new in the medical arena. But this pathway and this NRF2 what we're talking about is going to be, they predict, a $600 billion industry by 2020. And this company is the leading edge of this. We are at the forefront of something called biohacking through Nutrigenomics. So using nutrition to turn back on the gene expression. And there's no competition for it, and it's coming to Canada. We're here now. I mean, it's been here, but people really don't know about it yet. And that's my job today, to introduce it to you. So, this NRF2 pathway turns back on 500, they don't know how many right now, but they know it turns back on 500 pairs of your DNA genes. These genes that are triggered by stress, the survival genes, and so all of a sudden, your body starts dumping oxidative stress. It starts to decrease all the inflammation in your body. It clears up the fibrotic scar tissue in your body. It's anti-aging, anti-cancer. So I can tell you a little bit about my story if you want to hear one testimonial. There's a lot of science, I'll say, to back up what this is. When it started in about 9 years ago, there were like 1,000, maybe not even actually, about 500 papers published on this pathway, and there are now 10,000, actually 11,000 I heard published a couple days ago. So it's making big news because all the universities are studying it. So what happened with me? Well, I have always been severely asthmatic. As a child, 4 or 5 days, fighting for my breath. End up going to the emergency, back home. This went on for years and years. And through my life, it's been up and down, because stressors are a big part of that for me. And then about 2 years ago, I came back to Toronto, and I was not feeling very well. I was eating well, but I wasn't feeling well. And I heard about this pill. So I ordered it immediately because my body just went, I need it. And I went from taking it, it took me a little bit, because I had a lot of scar tissue from my asthma. But I went from not being able to walk a flight of stairs to 5 months, I could run around the track. My blood pressure had normalized, cholesterol had normalized, aches and pains were gone. But what's beautiful about it is my body continues to improve. Now my eyesight is improving. I've been wearing glasses since I was in grade 4, and I'm down to one contact lens now. And there are many stories like this. Dr. Gloria Waterhouse, who is the doctor on our team, she is a former Vanderbilt medical professor and a former medical researcher. She had macular degeneration. It was starting, and her mother and her grandmother had it. So she was getting it tested. In 2 years, she had recovered 25% of her macular lining, 50% in a couple of, I think another year past that, and just 75, that was the last count I heard. But because this pathway is turning on our genes, we don't have to have what our parents had and our grandparents had, because it's affecting, it's turning back on these old pathways. And I'm going to just leave you with this. Dr. Gloria Waterhouse sees this as a paradigm shift. You know, there's just a few of you here hearing about it, but she says it's like all of a sudden everybody had internet, and then all of a sudden one day you woke up and everybody had a cell phone. Everybody's going to know about this pathway very, very soon. It's a big deal. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. There's way more information. I could talk for hours about it, but I'll ask any questions if you like now. It is sold, it's available in Canada. It's actually shipped in Ontario, from our warehouse in Ontario. Mm-hmm. Yes, I have a table over here. You can get my card. We do Zoom calls as well. So do you know what Zoom is? It's a platform where we can see each other, and we get Dr. Gloria, for one, on the call, and we talk about the business side of it as well. If anybody's interested in that, there's an incredible opportunity because it's wide open. Sorry? She's based in Idaho. Mm-hmm. We're all over. We just reopened. I don't even know how many countries we're in, 20-some countries, so it's getting out into the world more as we grow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Since that little pill came out, they added another one called the NRF1. The NRF1 is another pathway that runs parallel to that, and they work simultaneously together. And the NRF1 is responsible for increasing the mitochondria, which are like the batteries of the body. And if we don't have healthy mitochondria, every time they replicate, you're getting like a bad, like if you Xerox a blurred copy, you're getting a bad replication of that. So you're getting this healthy mitochondria, and both of these pathways are responsible for turning back on 98% of your anti-aging genes. That's big. So what happens with people, you just heard my story and a little bit of Gloria's. Kids with autism start doing well in school again. A lot of it is mitochondrial dysfunction. They have high levels of oxidative stress. People with diabetes, aches and pains, people with all kinds of neurodegenerative issues. do well. There's a story of a man with ALS, which maybe I'll share that story because it's quite severe. I don't know if you know what ALS is. It's a Lou Gehrig's disease. Basically, it's a death sentence if you get it. You're basically told to go home and pack up and put your affairs in order, and you have maybe 2 to 5 years. Well, this one particular man was on the cover of Parade magazine, and this was 16 years ago. And so he was thrown everything imaginable. They were given all kinds of things to try. But he was lucky enough to meet Dr. McCord. And he said, I can't promise that this is going to cure you, but you have high levels of oxidative stress that are all, coating these neural pathways. And he says, I really feel strongly you should do this. So it was the only thing he did. Well, that man is still alive. He went from not being able to drive a car. I think he didn't drive for quite some time, like maybe 11 years. But he drives a car again, he golfs. He saw his child grow up, which is his biggest goal that he wanted to see. And he still has ALS, his wife said. Some days he still doesn't get out of bed till 10 o'clock, but he lives a pretty normal life, I actually caregived a man who had ALS. It's pretty horrible to see, Yeah. So there's NRF1, NRF2. We have an amazing probiotic. Everything that this company does is really state-of-the-art. They don't just create a probiotic, they do one that our probiotic is actually enterically coated. They're little balls, and when you swallow them, as they go through the digestive tract, the acids in the tracts eat one coat, and then the probiotics are released and so forth into 5 compartments. So we can actually say that it delivers 70% or more of probiotics. And most probiotics, I don't know if all of them, but most of them deliver 5%. So it's a really good foundational set that we have with the 1 and the 2. We have an omega. Some people don't eat fish oils, so we have an omega, really excellent omega, no fillers. It's traceable to the boat. Everything is highly scrutinized, tested, and made it's actually made right on the boat. So, and then they transferred it into the hair care. So people are actually growing their hair back, and it's coming back the natural color. So there's because the NRF2 activation is actually in the shampoo. It's in the skincare, which goes 7 layers deep. So they do a little bit more than that, but the main component is this little natural pad. Any other questions?
Okay, I want to talk about foundational minerals. Minerals form the foundation of our bodies, and minerals are in the rocks and in the ground. And the minerals get together and form molecules like amino acids and proteins. So we all know that we need iron, for example, that we need magnesium, we need zinc, copper, but we also need trace minerals, some of which are metals, some are not. Like sulfur is not a metal, but we need sulfur, phosphorus. But the most important mineral in the world turns out to be one of those rare ones. and it's called silver. And it's been around for thousands of years. Silver kills viruses and bacteria in our body. And we now know that Alzheimer's is caused by viruses that have lingered for decades in our brain and nervous system, not only causing Alzheimer's, but causing MS. So this is a book on Alzheimer's. I specialize in the prevention of Alzheimer's by taking these minerals, these foundational minerals that inactivate the herpes virus in the brain and other, even E. coli and other organisms get into the brain and do subtle damage that eventually causes symptoms. MS is now known to be a viral disease. Even diabetes, some scientists think that diabetes is in that same category, caused by microbes in and around all of the organs, and particularly the pancreas, because the pancreas is what secretes insulin. So I specialize in providing silver around the world. Most of my customers are in other countries, so I want to pass out literature about the power of silver in our life, preventively and curatively. Would you get a virus, silver will kill the virus within 12 hours. So that's really the message, is to be aware of these trace minerals that are so important. Particularly, we need magnesium. We need an enormous amount, 1,000 milligrams a day, because magnesium takes part in 300 different enzymes that are facilitated by magnesium. So it's important, if you read this literature and get in touch, my address and phone number is there. Read up the literature about it and prevent Alzheimer's 10, 20 years from now. That's all. That's the message. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, I should say also cancer. Here's medical literature on how silver not only prevents but inactivates cancer that has already become established in the body. So it's very, very important remedy that has been suppressed by the drug companies. Their biggest fear is that silver will take over the antibiotic industry and that farmers will start giving their cattle silver instead of, and their chicken silver instead of antibiotics. And they stand to lose an enormous amount of money because they cannot patent silver. I should also mention about gold, how it affects the brain, but we'll do that on another lecture. Thank you for